Champions League quarter-final. No, it's not Man City. Don't you worry. It's a team we've already played twice today, or this season, in episodes. It's Liverpool. I'm mentally boomed going into this because I'm sick of playing the same teams over and over again. It's happening again this year. Of all the teams we could have been drawn against, it's Liverpool. We played them in the Carabao Cup final. We played them in the league. We've beaten them on both those occasions. It should be a joyous occasion. And yet I can't help but be annoyed. Between the first and second leg against Liverpool, we also have a game against Arsenal. So some big games coming your way today. We've also had a youth intake. Let's run the intro and get into things, shall we? Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Chelsea. Today is episode number 23, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, we're going to kick things off with our youth intake. Was it a good intake? No, not really. Still have the issue where some regens just come through with faces from the main face pack that I use, where they've reassigned IDs that used to be used by real players as regen IDs. Matt Drake, this person here is a real person. It's not Matt Drake, who is a regen, but he has this person's face. I feel like I've explained that awfully, almost as awful as his current ability. Look, he's not a bad player, but he is super injury prone, and he was the best player of the bunch. Yeah. I'll talk about one other player. That other player being Gutto Davis, who is injured already. He's literally been at the club a matter of days, and now he's pulled his hamstring. Yeah, I feel like we've not really had the best of luck when it comes to youth intakes. Davis here, not a bad player, but a long way away from the first team. I'm pleased to report, whilst things off the pitch haven't exactly been perfect when it comes to the youth intake, on the pitch we are going pretty strong. We have played 4 games since you were last here. Perhaps the most significant was the FA Cup quarter-final. A 4-0 win against Tottenham Hotspur. Always nice to get. Really, really convincing performance. And Kunku with a goal and 3 assists. A player who I feel like's had a torrid time during his time here at Chelsea Football Club. He won us the title pretty much single-handedly with his late goals last season. This year, he's had lots of issues of injuries, so it was quite nice to see him come good in this FA Cup final. And on to the semi-final we march. And in that semi-final, we have got a somewhat favourable draw against Wolves. The kind of draw where I'd like to think we make the final, where either Manchester United or Man City will, well, potentially await us. Let's not get carried away just yet. I don't want to jinx it. As for Premier League results, 2 wins, 1 draw. First win was a good one. It was against Aston Villa. It was 5-1 at half-time. We somewhat took our foot off the gas. No Haaland goals in sight, but great to see Evan Ferguson bagging himself a hat-trick. Takes his tally for the league season up to 7. Elsewhere, Yamal picked up a brace. He has also, since you were last here, scored 3 times for the Spanish national team in 2 games. Yet he's been in some insane goal-scoring form. He just is getting better and better. We did draw 2-2 against Manchester United. Haaland did score in this one early on, but it was simply not enough. Perry, back from injury, didn't have the greatest game in goal. That said, it was an even game. A draw was probably fair on the balance of everything. And in our most recent game, a 1-0 result against Newcastle. A Newcastle team down in the relegation zone. It was Yamal with the goal. We didn't create a lot in this game, but this chance here was good enough to secure all 3 points. And when you look at the Premier League table, we look amazing at the top. But yeah, Newcastle down in the drop zone with 7 games left. If they were to go down, it would be mad. I've not really talked about my friends over at Ipswich, who of course got promoted thanks to me loaning them loads of players. They've not had the gift of my loans this year. That kind of shows in their record and their Premier League season. They have 1 win so far this season. It was away against Aston Villa. They've not scored many, have they? They've really not scored many. In fact, Ipswich Town have scored 18 goals so far in 31 games. By comparison, Erling Haaland scored 49 on his own. That's mental. That's actually crazy. Anyway, we're going to hope that Haaland's on some goal-scoring form for today, because we've got some tricky games. The Liverpool games, obviously, are going to be the focus. Arsenal midweek, we can afford to rotate things in, I think. 7 games left of the season. We're still 10 points clear at the top. Erling Haaland has been telling me he might want a little bit of a rest. I've rested him midweek from training, and he no longer needs that rest now. Probably won't play him in the Arsenal game, so he's fully fit. I need him for this Champions League run. So team news going into this game, we're pretty much at full strength, which is an amazing thing to be able to say. I've not been able to say that much this year. Paez, who of course is a youngster who in real life is set to join Chelsea, we picked up last year. He has suffered back-to-back major injuries. He was injured for 6 months with damaged cruciate ligaments. I didn't even really talk about it at the time because he wasn't near the first team. But with him coming back, I was thinking maybe we can find a way to get him into the first team. He's only gone and got injured again for another 3 months. A separate ligament injury. Yeah, pretty disastrous for the 18-year-old, especially with his reliance on some really good physicals. In some positive news, though, we are at full strength across the rest of the team. I feel like this 11 here is the 11 that when I play this 4-2-4 thrives the best. And whilst there's perhaps a temptation in this game to be cautious, to play the 4-2-3-1, as of late, we've lent into this system. It's served us well. Ferguson got a hat-trick recently. Haaland has goals in him. And with the delivery of Yamal and Nkunku in the wide areas, Chilwell and obviously James at the back as well, who between them have 26 assists, I feel like there's goals in our team. I almost feel like I owe you an apology for the fact we're taking on Liverpool. They're a bit like Man City of last season, where we just keep coming up against Liverpool. Like I mentioned previously, we beat them when we took them on in the Carabao Cup final, when we've taken them on in the league. We need to do it again here, in perhaps the games that matter the most. We're at Anfield for this first leg. It's not going to be easy, but we have a full strength 11. We have some real talent in our team. Right, oh my word. Robertson, is he about to get a red card 5 minutes in? That is a mental highlight to start this game. Is Andy Robertson... He's off. He's off. Ferguson is in a heap slapping the ground. He's not injured. Liverpool are down a man immediately. They're playing without a centre defensive mid. I'll tell you what, I'm going to change something here immediately. Jude Bellingham, go and play through the middle on attack, mate. Casado, you are going to hold the fort as just our defensive rock. And whilst this is potentially a bit of a gamble, I feel like we've been presented with an opportunity. If with this change Liverpool do create a load, we can always revert things back. Yamal's now got injured. Oh my word. I mean, it's not a great start to this game, is it, from our point of view? I'm going to bring in Jacob Ramsey out on that left-hand side. I think very, very capable of playing in this part of the pitch. Oh, that is frustrating. So there's been an injury and a sending off inside the first 15 minutes, completely unrelated as well. I'm going to hope that Yamal injury isn't too serious. We have now a man advantage for the majority of this game. We need to make it count. I am throwing men up the pitch early just because of how Liverpool are lining up. I'm hoping I'm not going to live to regret it. If they do start to create stuff, if it does appear that maybe I'm getting a tad complacent, we can, of course, change things up. But with them without a centre attack in mid now, I do want Jude Bellingham just putting a little bit more pressure on their defensive midfielders if he can. Anyway, we've got the ball back here, and Nkunku lays it back to Upamecano. Plenty of players forward. Ferguson, one of them, lays it to Nkunku. This is, well, was lovely build-up play. A stray pass, though, sees Liverpool let in, and now Luis Diaz looking to spring the counter-attack on the near side. Tomiyasu cutting in on his right foot, deflects off Gvardiol, hits the post and goes in. The initial effort wasn't even on target. That is as fortunate a goal as I think you're going to see. Wow. I mean, Diaz plays it inside. Tomiyasu playing at left back for them. Shoots. It was off target. It hits Gvardiol on the back. Hits the woodwork. Liverpool have a goal. Liverpool take the lead. Gvardiol is on a booking and is on a 6.2 after scoring that own goal. It might be mental. It might be premature. I kind of want to stop play to take him off, but then I'll be using 2 of 3 stoppages, and I'll only have one more chance to stop it. I can't really take him off yet. And we've got Ward-Prowse's set pieces to worry about. They're down a man. They could be a second goal ahead. They've hit the woodwork. Okay, let's try and steady ourselves a little bit. You know, we've been rocked with that right hook thrown by Tomiyasu via Gvardiol in our corner. Now we need to just calm down and find, well, an opening. Ferguson's shot was it saved away? It was saved away. It's gone out for a corner. At least we've carved them open there. Maybe a chance from a set piece. We've got big, meaty men to aim for. Haaland is the meatiest. He can't win his initial header, but it's not quite out of danger yet. It is now. Okay, Alisson Becker, look at this. This is how I want us to play here. I really want us to apply pressure and try and cut off kind of Liverpool's defensive mids from the front three. That is the game plan. We've managed to win the ball. Now can we make something happen? And Nkunku pulls the trigger, hits the woodwork. I think it was saved by Alisson against it. It's a great opportunity. Sadly, it's not resulted in a goal. Okay, and Nkunku, you've hit the woodwork once. Can you call Alisson into action again here? There's only a couple minutes left of the half. And Nkunku has been finding some form as of late. He's limbering up. He's getting ready for this free kick. The anticipation has been elevated by this weight. He pulls the trigger. And I think Alisson has made another sensational stop. We are ratcheting up the pressure to end this half. We do have the corner. Chilwell going to float it towards the back stick. It's headed away. Liverpool on the back foot. Half-time whistle rings out. It's 1-0 here. Liverpool fortuitously ahead, I think it's safe to say. They have not created a great deal in this game, and yet we find ourselves behind. Talked about maybe the desire to make changes. I held off. I am going to make those changes now. Fofana is going to come in. Oh, I'm very, very tempted, actually, to change to our more conventional system here and maybe take off Ferguson in this game. I know Haaland's not the best of games, but I feel like you just have to show faith with him. How would I shuffle things around here if I was going to change them up? Would I bring in Guller or would I bring in Rooney? Rooney's form has not been good lately. He's been really, really hit and miss, but he's been a pretty good big game player for us over the years, the 20-year-old. If I make him, that's already 3 changes made. Would I want to change anything else? I'm not sure I would, although I think I will change Bellingham to play as a Segundo Volante on attack. Want to get the ball forward. Want to maybe try and force the play through the middle just a little bit, knowing they're playing without a centre attacking mid. Let's see what we can do in this second half. Liverpool are going to be on the back foot. As the home team, you know, they're going to want to try and hold on to this 1-0 down a man. If we peg them back, would be very happy, I think. I think a 1-1 draw, even just, you know, a 1-goal margin, I'd back us in the second leg at home. But obviously, given the wider circumstances, the red card and such, we have to be backing ourselves to try and make something happen here. Anyway, Liverpool with the ball. You wouldn't know they're a man down really based on some of the build-up play, you know, for their goal and what we saw there. And yet when we do have the ball, we need to make the most of it. Fofana, inside to Bellingham, Rooney, Ramsey, the 2 subs linking up. Players on ahead. Ramsey could go on his lonesome, drifts into a wide area. Diamande hacks him down. The referee is going to go look at the screen. Ramsey's down in a heap. I have to hope he's not injured and he's just milking it. The physio's coming on. It doesn't bode well. I'm there in my green and red suit. I'm trying to get a peek at the screen. You have to assume a penalty is going to be given here. The referee's going to be looking at the screen. Are we going to have a route back into this here? The anticipation awaits. He points to the spot. The penalty's awarded and we all know who's standing up for this. We all know who's ready for this one. It's the big Norwegian meaty man. I'm hoping that there might be a booking as well for Diamande. Can we make this game 1-1? It would be a very long 35 minutes from here if we do manage this. Haaland is going to step up wearing his iconic number 5 shirt. And he's kicked it straight into the hands of Alisson, who is carrying a knock in this game, I've just noticed. He's on a 9.2, the goalkeeper, with the penalty save. I have to hope we're going to test him more before this game is out. I can't believe we've missed that penalty. It's his first penalty miss, if I recall correctly, all year. Can we now respond? We do by hitting the crossbar. How have we not scored here? Haaland's on a 6.0. I'm so close to taking him off. It might be one of the first times where I've actually taken him off in a game. I think I have to do it. Lukaku. I can't believe I'm doing this. Lukaku on you come. I realise if you've missed an episode lately, you're sat there thinking, Lukaku? Yeah, Lukaku. The Lukaku. Don't ask. I've brought on Arda Güler on the left. We've got Lukaku through the middle. I've just realised Arda Güler should be on the right here. There's a highlight begun. I won't change things yet, but Arda Güler probably better suited to playing on the other side. Upamecano now with the ball for us. I mean, Lukaku's in the middle. He's wearing the number 9 shirt that Fati once upon a time held. Can he give us an Ansu Fati moment? Can Caicedo edge the box? He gives us the Ansu Fati moment. It's 1-1. We deserve that. Breathe. Actually, let's just, because I'll forget otherwise, let's get the players on the right wings. It's 1-1. Look at the stats in this game. We have been dominant. Despite a lack of the ball, we've done so much, and yet Ward-Prowse set pieces exist. They scare me. We get this one away from danger. Is there a chance of a counter-attack? Ramsey's looking to bring it forward. There is a big, big switch on if we look for it. James might be the kind of player to pick it out. He tries to find Rooney. We're caught short in the middle here. Diogo Jota plays it forward to Cody Gakpo, who scores completely against the run of play, the Dutchman, and makes it 2-1. I've told the players I want them to play through the middle, but not like this. Like, what is that? That is, I mean, it's shocking by Reece James. It opens up the door. Gakpo ghosts in behind, and it goes through Perry's legs. Pain. Okay, there is a matter of minutes left here. I'm going to go more attacking. I'm going to up the directness. Let's get rid of pass into space and just try and hit early crosses. We have to get the ball into more advanced areas in the last couple of minutes here. We have been on top in this game throughout. We've missed a penalty. We've hit the woodwork, I think, 3 times. And yet, going into the second leg at Stamford Bridge, we find ourselves a goal down on aggregate. Man of the match goes to Alisson, even without the penalty save. I think he may well have ended up getting it. 12 shots on target, and we couldn't find a breakthrough. And we've got Arsenal midweek. Yeah, this could have gone a lot better. When I saw the Robertson red card after 6 minutes, I started counting my chickens before they'd hatched. I thought that was our moment. What makes this even worse? Yamal's going to miss the next game. He's going to miss the bulk of the end of the season, actually. 4 to 5 weeks out for him. Can't believe I'm saying this, but we have become reliant on him at times this year. He's going to be a big miss. Haaland says he's happy to keep on taking penalties. Am I happy to have him keep on taking penalties? I think I am, although he does need a rest. I'm not going to play him in the game against Arsenal midweek. Now, of course, when we met Arsenal earlier on this season, we did it on camera. Given the current state of the league table, this doesn't feel like quite the same must-win game that it did perhaps a few months ago, and especially with my anxiety around the Liverpool game that we've got on the horizon. I'm just going to play a rotated team against Arsenal. If we don't get the result, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to join you guys for the second leg against Liverpool. That's the thing we're here for. We've got to turn it around. I didn't think I was going to come back for this Arsenal game, but we just scored a really nice goal. And I feel like I should give you an update. Haaland's not playing in this game. I've had to take Ferguson off with an injury. We are completely rotating the team, but this plucky kind of set of underdogs, players who would never really get near the first team, are actually playing really well. That finish, top bins, beautiful. I mean, another goal would be nice, another goal, and I'll go away and just come back for the Liverpool game. I thought this could end up being a bit of a nervy finale. Oh my word, Max Addons has hit the crossbar from there. That was silly. Right now, I am hovering my finger over the bring on Erling Haaland button. Not that I actually have a button for that, although I probably should. Really, you know what? 20 minutes left. I'm hitting the button. Erling Haaland on you come. Ramsey on for Rooney as well. Alex Scott's not had the best of games. We'll bring in Yuri Tillemans for a little bit of first team football. But yeah, we are playing pretty much a fully rotated team. I am hoping and I am praying that Ferguson injury isn't too serious. Otherwise, all of a sudden, Lukaku becomes quite important to our team. I thought I could bring Ferguson into this game, give him a confidence boost. The opposite has happened, but it might not cost us. Arda Güler hits the woodwork. Ferland Mendy rebound. It's into an open goal. It's 2-0. That's curtains for Arsenal. I think it's game over. I'm not sure why I said anything. Why did it's 2-1? It's 2-1. I shouldn't have said anything. I did jinx it. I'll admit it. I looked away from my screen. I thought it's a throw-in. It's not going to amount to anything. Odegaard to Saka. It's not over yet. Not over yet. Wasn't the most pretty of games, nor the most convincing, but in spite of only having 34% of the ball, we created a lot. We get over the line. I just hope that Ferguson injury isn't too bad. Evan Ferguson injury, 3 to 4 weeks. Someone let Lukaku know he might be needed. That might force me to switch to the one striker system for the next game. Haaland needs a rest. I gave him a rest. I only played him for 20 minutes. Like, you don't need a rest yet. You really don't. You'll be fine. It's bizarre, right? I don't feel like the reality of the situation has sunk in for me. That if I lose this game today, the end of the season's a bit of a write-off. There might be an FA Cup final to look forward to, but the Premier League feeling wrapped up, like our season, I want to say could crumble here. That feels like a massive exaggeration, but certainly it'd be a disappointing way for it to go out. We have to remind ourselves, it was 2-1 the first leg. We were dominant, and I know they were a man down, but at home, given our record against Liverpool in recent games, we do have to back ourselves. We are without Yamal. We are without Ferguson. I am going back to the 4-2-3-1 today. Ramsey through the middle and Kunku on the left, Arda Güler on the right. It just feels like the best setup. Gvardiol and Upamecano have had a little bit of a rest, which I think they needed, so that's good for their kind of, I guess, general development. Haaland, I keep getting told he needs a rest. When I get to matches, he no longer needs the rest, so for now, we're going to keep faith in him. He's probably been on his worst run of form this season, which is such an unfair assessment, but essentially, he's not scored more than 1 goal in 8 games, which by his own standards that he has set is disappointing. If there was a time to catch fire and bring his best, today would be quite a good day for it. That first leg against Liverpool is going to feel like such a missed opportunity if we don't make it through here. We're at home. We are playing our more conservative system. We are without Ferguson, which I think is a miss, and Yamal. They have been 2 players that on occasion have made differences, and whilst they've not been mainstays of the first team starting every game, make no mistake, they are valuable to us. We'll see what we can do here, though, as we get into this. The quarterfinals of the Champions League. Liverpool, holders of the Champions League. Just as a reminder, they beat Real Madrid in the final last year 2-0 via a Darwin Núñez brace. They'll probably, I imagine, be looking for more of the same here. They have Ward-Prowse and his set pieces, which we have to be wary of. As for ourselves, well, we have Erling Haaland. They should probably be wary of him. Gakpo, who of course got that crucial goal for them in that first leg, starting out on the left-hand side, as it does look like Liverpool are going to be sticking with a similar sort of shape to that they played previously. That said, they didn't play it for that long previously. Of course, they had the man sent off and had to change their shape kind of quickly. Gakpo down the line to Ben Seguir, who's an incredible youngster. Darwin Núñez's effort is blocked. I think it may have even hit the woodwork. It's not at the back of the net. That's what matters. But from one highlight into another, Perry. You know what, mate? Recently played for Brazil's national team. I need him to step up. He's a player who doesn't like big games, which for your goalkeeper, it's not the best thing to see. But hopefully today he's going to show up. Chilwell floating in. Haaland's there. Headed it just over. But with him to aim for in the middle, whenever we put a ball into the box like that, you almost anticipate a shot, a chance, a moment to maybe happen. So far in this game, we're not having as much the ball, but when we do have it, we are creating a lot. Liverpool yet to have a shot on target in this game, but they have cut us open once. We have to be wary. They have quality. On this occasion, Fabinho gives away the ball of Upamecano to Guller. Haaland needs to watch his run. He was offside there. Fortunately for us, the pass wasn't picked out, and so we retain possession through Reece James. Players queuing up in the middle, dinked really intelligently actually back to Caicedo. He's a little bit isolated, but he goes back to Upamecano at centre-back, who could find Chilwell on this near side, and Nkunku will find Chilwell. He cuts inside, he pulls the trigger, and the left-back scores a ridiculous goal to make it 2-2 on aggregate. You could see just on the far side the space opening up. Liverpool very narrow in their defensive shape. Chilwell here, such a little intelligent run inside. England on England action as he ghosted past Trent Alexander-Arnold. Wasn't the craziest of finishes into the top corner, but the power beat the keeper. I mean, this first half has gone as well as I hoped it might. We have been dominant in the game. They've not created a lot, but at the break, it's just going to be the one goal scored. You look at that XG story, we went from strength to strength. Once we got that goal, we maybe slowed down slightly. But I think plenty of room for encouragement, and yet I'm going to do the Football Manager thing. It's not good enough. Do better. Only 1-0 against Liverpool. You lot are all pathetic. One day we will have the technology where you give a team talk, into your microphone and the players hear it and react in game. They're my charisma, if you can call it that. Well, I'm sure earn me some bonus points with team talk. So let's see if the team talk option I did is going to work out without my ability to project my voice. We have the ball here through Arda Guller. Bellingham into the box, falls back to Guller. We hit the crossbar again, and I think Alisson maybe tipped it onto it. He definitely didn't, actually. It's gone out for a Liverpool throw-in. It's another great chance for us, and, well, now Liverpool are on the attack. Tomiyasu, a set piece in a dangerous area. He scored against us last game, kind of. He gives it to Ward-Prowse. Fabinho, Ward-Prowse. We cannot afford to let this man have time and space on the ball to pick passes from deep. Liverpool with plenty of players committed to the attack. We're still in a very, very good defensive shape here, I feel like. Diomande, who gave away that penalty that Haaland missed in the first leg, able to pick out his pass, and it's now a Jota on the far side. Liverpool running away from us with the ball at the moment. We're pressing them, we're forcing them back, keeping a nice high line, but it will leave space for them to get in behind. Ben Seguir, in behind. Ridiculous effort from range, and we've been let off the hook now. Both teams hitting the woodwork with, well, speculative shots. I'm going to make some changes here. Arda Guller's not at the craziest of games. Rooney, on you come. Do I want to change other things here? Who would I bring on is the real question. I feel like we're without a couple of the options of players I might like in this situation. I think what I'm actually going to do is bring in Mason Mount to play as the Segundo Volante and move Jude Bellingham to play as a ball-winning midfielder on defend, which might seem like a war crime because it doesn't really make the most of his ability going forward. But it's a role he's very, very capable of playing. Double change made here, 30 minutes left. I don't want to make all our changes too soon. Of course, this game would go to extra time. Away goals no longer a factor in the Champions League as of, well, last season in real life. Ward-Prowse with the ball for Liverpool, giving it back to Diomande. This is a familiar position we found ourselves in. In the second half, we've not created as much as in the first. Liverpool have steadied themselves, perhaps. And well, they have possession now. Tsimikas playing, I assume, as some kind of inverted wing-back in the centre of the midfield, the left-back. Forcing Liverpool back yet again. We have this great defensive shape. We're playing with a nice high line, trying to cause them issues. But right now, we just cannot get the ball off them. Gakpo back to Diomande. Nathan now with the ball for them. The Brazilian centre-back, signed from Red Bull Brazil a few years ago, has settled into their first team as of late. And now Diogo Jota with the ball on the far side, inside to Fabinho. Can we get the ball off him? Bellingham, great initial tackle, but it falls back to Jota. Players queuing up in the middle. Gakpo is one of them. And Cody Gakpo scores again. He scored in the first leg, this time just unmarked at the back post. And it was, I want to say it was simple. It wasn't really simple. That tackle came in. We just didn't get it away from danger, did we? And at the back post, lurking away, not the tallest of men, but that was a very accurate header. The voice of reason in the back of my head says, Jack, it's only 3-2. We don't need to panic yet. And despite that, I feel like I want to just go to the 4-4-2. This is a system that we've played a lot over the years. It's a system that Nkunku scored that goal against Newcastle in, you might remember, last season. Jacob Ramsey is not at the best of games out on the left-hand side. I'm going to bring in Victor Roque to play out on the right-hand side, I think, as a winger. So a role that he can do reasonably well and make the most of his physicals, his good acceleration, his good off-the-ball movement. He's been improving lately in training. Do I want to make further changes here? Haaland's not playing well again. I think I'm going to go with those changes for now. But alongside that, I'm going to shout some encouragement at the players. 25 minutes, Liverpool, 1 shot on target, 1 goal to their name. It'd feel very cruel, I feel like, if we weren't to take them to extra time at the very least here. We are potentially going to have an opportunity. Bellingham, Mount, Rooney, lacking the composure there. Found himself in the box, smashes it over the crossbar. Maybe another chance, though. We're not going to count ourselves out just yet. We are a team very, very capable of creating something from nothing. We've got some incredible talent on the pitch. And while they need to tap into every ounce of talent they have right now. Mason Mount with the ball, lays it forward, and Nkunku, he's clutch. He's clutch again. He finds the bottom corner. VAR's going to check it. The linesman didn't have his flag up, which I feel like in FM24 has been a reliable sign of will it be a goal, won't it be a goal? VAR's going to review it. VAR aren't going to chalk this one off. And Nkunku, played in by Mason Mount, 2 players who have been here from the beginning of my reign. And together, they have found a goal. And with 13 minutes left, it's 3-3. It would be going to extra time if it stayed like this. I'm staying on the front foot, though. I feel like this game is ours for the taking. And it might be a gamble, but I feel like the longer this game goes on, the more it plays into Liverpool's hands. And Nkunku already has 1 goal. Free kick there, not far over. 5 minutes left. Liverpool with just the 1 shot on target. They got that goal. They've done nothing since. I'm going to shout demand more. There are 5 minutes of added time. It feels like at this point, and it is going to be the case. We are going to extra time here. Look at that XG story. We deserve to be ahead. Maybe 2-1 doesn't flatter us enough, but we've got to keep going in extra time. I'm going to tell the players I'm happy. I want to keep them motivated. At this point in the game, I've got, 3 more subs to make. Chilwell's had a good game, but is tired. I'm actually going to bring in Mendy and Addons at left back and right back. I feel like fresh players in that area could be vital for us. In the final third, and Nkunku and Haaland are struggling as well. I have Lukaku as an option to bring on. This might be controversial. I've got to keep Haaland on the pitch. I feel like his penalty taking is better than Nkunku's. His aerial ability from set pieces is invaluable. And alongside him, Lukaku's coming on. Fresh wing backs, fresh big, meaty forward. I think you can see the game plan here. We need to make the most of crosses into the box. We're going to try and make something happen from a wide area now. Haaland shot's blocked. It falls to Rooney. 3.5 minutes into extra time, we take the lead. It wasn't maybe the means by which I wanted our subs to have an impact, but make no mistake, Max Aarons involved in the build-up play here. Mason Mount pulled it back super intelligently. Haaland's shot was blocked. Fortuitous bounce to Rooney, but he was in the right place at the right time to score our 3rd of the night. Okay, well, I'm staying on the front foot here, and it might seem naive, but I feel like with the way Liverpool are playing, our best bet is to try and get another goal here and really try and break them emotionally. Maybe I need to be more concerned about what they're doing. Perry's just made a ridiculous stop. He tips it over. It's only their 2nd shot on target, so I don't really want to change things here now. I expect them to throw players forward, but I also feel like that maybe plays into our team's strengths. As now Aarons, fresh off the bench, is going to try and make something happen. He's hacked down by Darwin Núñez. Give that man a yellow card. The physio was on to look at Max Aarons. I don't know, is he back? He is back on the pitch. That's good news. We've not got any subs, so any injury now would see you playing down a man. Gvardiol, Bellingham, Mendy, inside, Haaland, in behind. Did Lukaku pass that? Did Lukaku miss it? It doesn't matter. It's fallen to Mason Mount. I don't know what Lukaku's just done. Did he just miss the kick completely, or did he lay it back to Mason Mount like a genius? It looks so weird in 3D. I can't actually tell you what happened. There's a goal. That's really the headline news here. Haaland pulled it back. Yeah, Lukaku literally missed his kick. He missed the cross. Good news for us. Mason Mount, who's been a hero in this game, a goal and an assist to his name now, makes it 4-1 on the night. And we head into the final 15 minutes here, 5-3 up on aggregate. Breathe a sigh. I think we're going to make it through. Of course, if they get a goal now, that could potentially be the biggest jinx of all time. But they've had 2 shots on target. They've not done enough in this game, Liverpool, to justify me being fearful of them. Victor Roque on this occasion can't find his way through. Gakpo now with it. Liverpool are committing more men to the attack. Darwin lays it back. Liverpool, still plenty of players in the box. Them 1 goal now and we have to worry. Mason Mount, though, doing Mason Mount things. The man Mountain in the middle wins back the ball. Ferland Mendy now with the ball for us. Gives it to Rooney. He switches it to Mount. There is so much space on this pitch all of a sudden. Erling Haaland has a man on the overlap. Max Aarons is going to pick it up. Lukaku's in the middle. He shoots on his lonesome. Alisson tips it over. 1 minute of added time here. It's going to come and go. Breathe a sigh. Erling Haaland, man of the match. 2 assists in extra time. Was a difference maker. The decision to keep him on the pitch, pretty much entirely justified. Told the players I'm very happy with that one. Elsewhere, Bayern Munich made it through against Juventus. I don't actually know who we're playing in the semi-final yet. I can't remember. Has the draw been made? The draw's definitely been made as well. The answer to that question is we are playing Bayern Munich and we're playing them in 2 weeks' time. It is Thomas Tuchel, who doesn't have his actual name because football manager things, but Matthias Dahm. I'll just call him Matthias. If he wants to be called Matthias, I'll call him Matthias. We're taking him on. They've won the league a lot, haven't they, in recent years, Bayern Munich. And Musiala, pretty good footballer. He's very good, isn't he? Haaland, man of the match. Give that man a coconut. Give him some praise. Breathe a sigh of relief. That was a near miss. The quadruple, the sextuple, the quintuple. I don't know how many competitions. The dream of winning everything, it's still very much on at this moment in time. Today was a longer episode with the game going to extra time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go down below the video, leave a like, leave a comment, give me your prediction. Haaland goals for the season. Right now, he's on 69. Nice. I think we'll end it on that note. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Bye. I couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself.